Sometimes you just gotta tell technology to suck your fucking dick and just roll, dude. That's what you gotta do. You don't want to work for me? You know what, bro? That's fine. I do what the fuck I want. Nobody needs you anyway. You don't have to work at all. Fuck yourself. This is the worst morning. You know, I can never get. Can I just get like fucking a week, 1 week straight of like everything is just great? That would be awesome. That would be awesome. But it's not gonna happen. Anyway, look, that's not. Well, everything is all fucked up. We're super late. That's on me again. But I could lie to you. I could lie to you and tell you that everything went smoothly and there's no reason in the world for me not to be here on time and whatever. But I'm not gonna do all that. There's no reason for it. It just doesn't make any fucking sense to do it. So, look, we're here. Myself, BCHQ. Couple of things I want to address before we even get into the fucking thing here, because this is important. I upgraded the StreamYard thing, which is why it looks a little bit different from what it used to, or at least it does on my end. I don't know what the fuck you all are looking at, but there's no more time limit on how much we can stream, at least for the next year. Anyway, there won't be a time limit on how much we can stream. When we can stream, we could just do it whenever we feel like. So there's no limit on that anymore, which is good. It's only $10 a month, or was. I don't think they're doing it anymore, but $10 a month, and you get the unlimited streaming, all that shit. There's other plans that you could do that you can add green screens and all that, but for the purposes of what we're doing, it don't really seem like we really need that much. Other shit, simple. The Patreon channel is a fucking dollar, no tiers. I don't know what I'm doing on there yet. We'll figure it out. But you know, and then finally, obviously, this is John Wick review, movie review 2, I think it is. I don't even know.
Yeah, John
Couldn't.
Wick 2.
Yeah, so there you go. So we're gonna be reviewing this fucking thing today. Don't expect anything good. I promise you that. Don't expect anything good, at least not from my end. I have nothing for you. Nothing good for you. Anyway, my life has been a mess for the last week, so I'm a bit all over the fucking place. What I will tell you though is that these movies are the fucking shit. I think. I can't speak about anybody else, what you're into, what you like, but the fact that Keanu Reeves goes in and trains for this shit legitimately is enough for me to enjoy it already, because I know that what I'm looking at is the real deal, not some bullshit Steven Seagal made up. Not that it is. Steven Seagal, I think, actually does his shit, but you know what I mean, dude. It's not like that.
That's actually the first thing that I noted down when I was watching it, is that I appreciate that he put all the time in for the training, like, because he'll probably use it in real life maybe at one point as well, but that shows the dedication to the role, him doing that for the first film, let alone the rest of them. So I agree with you on that. Like, it's not like all CGI or nothing. It seems quite realistic, and you can tell he's put the time in to train for it. I don't think he has. I don't know if he does. He might have a stunt double, but I get the impression he does a lot of his stuff like Tom Cruise does. But he's a lot more gangster than Tom Cruise. Let's be honest. Um, I think I like in the film as well that he appears. I have seen number one, but it was a while ago. So, and this one was on the TV, so that's why we're doing number two, by the way. Just for convenience, really. But I like the fact that his character appears in the film, like before he gets his suit and that on, he's like unassuming, and even when he's dressed up, to the people that don't know who he is, he can appear unassuming and not like he's gonna do a lot of damage, or like people wouldn't expect him to do what he does, sort of thing. But at the same time, the people that are aware of who he is and his past and stuff, then he's got a certain aura about him, and people are like, he's got a reputation, and people know that. So I thought that was interesting in the film. I love the location of the film, that it's based in Italy, like around the Roman Colosseum. They actually used a place called Caracella. I think that's how you pronounce it in Italy, which is like a back in the day they used it as like the public baths that they go and like sit in and stuff. That's where a lot of that was filmed in the film, where all the like the old building that they're in for a lot of it, where there's fight scenes and then they've got like a live band and all that going on. That was all filmed at this Caracella place. I don't know if you noticed or not, but they've. Did you notice who his like the main guy he has to go up against in the film is?
That's common, right?
Yeah, I weren't like when I first saw it and I thought I'm sure that's common. And I had to look it up because I had no idea that he was in it. So
Yeah, I was like, good a minute. Isn't that dude like an R&B singer or something? I mean, I'm so out of touch, bro, with what goes on. I've heard his name before. I know he's in the same circle as like most Def is. But when I seen him in a movie, this movie of all movies, I was actually kind of surprised, but he did good.
yeah, I
He
think
held his
like
own.
yeah, like he like when you know him from music, a lot of people probably look at him like he's not like a gangster kind of person, and but in the film he's not really loud or nothing, but I think he like you said he does a good job. He pulls it off like his character. He's quiet, but you can tell that you don't really want to fuck with him. Like a bit like with John Wick as well. But I think he looks a little bit more intimidating than John Wick does, to be honest. But I did think he did well in the film, and it was a good surprise from the film because I'm like, oh, how's this gonna go? Because it's like common, and you know what I mean. You're like, how's he gonna be acting in that? But I think he did
So
good.
some of the shit that people hate about this movie, I understand. It's the same thing people hate about James Bond. I'm James Bond. And like, dude, uh, first of all, nobody working for any kind of intelligence agency is going anywhere and telling bartenders their fucking name just because. Nobody gives a shit what your name is, dude. First of all, that's number one, dude. And two, like, I know what the movie's called. Okay, I know what the movie is called. I get what the movie's about, bro. I understand John Wick is a bad motherfucker. How many times you gonna keep telling me? This movie reminds you every 5 minutes who John Wick is, as if the audience has narcolepsy and we're falling asleep every 10 seconds through the film, dude. That's my one complaint. I love this fucking movie to pieces, bro. I'll give my review early, my rating early, kinda. The action is fucking awesome. The dialogue is good, I think, but I'm an action movie guy, so maybe there's not shit that is riveting. Granted, there are some lines that get delivered that are cheesy, but again, that's action movie shit. I think some of that's done intentionally because that's the genre. I fucking love this movie, but I'm not gonna sit here and
I
act like it don't have its problems.
yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the fight scenes in that are realistic, but I think there's some unrealistic bits in it. Like there's a bit in where they that live band's going on and he comes off the stage and he's getting chased and he has like a shootout with like the other security in the crowd, but like he's shooting them all, and I'm thinking, yeah, like
You
that's
didn't
gonna
miss
happen to you.
once.
Sorry.
You didn't miss once? Not one
Yeah, and
time?
also the fact that you got all these crowd like innocent public around that none of them are gonna get hit with bullets like
Yeah,
that.
no, of course. Dude, I can aim the bullets, motherfucker. You don't know? I can bend wind and shit. I'm like a wind bender. I could do that.
And I think
Fucking.
there's a lot of scenes in it as well where if it was real life, he's not going to survive. Like he
Oh,
would die.
fuck, dude. Come on. He would have been dead in the first. Bro. Wait till you see the third one. Wait till you see the third one. You're gonna be mad, dude. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna be mad, dude. Because I was watching it and even I was going, you can't be serious right now. You want me to fucking, you want me to take that of all the shit you've asked me to hand, all the things that you've handed me watching this film series so far. This is the most outrageous thing, and that says a lot considering we got fucking what's his goddamn name? I always get them two confused, man.
Well,
Shit. Is it? Oh my god, I can't. Is Whitaker and Fishburne? I get them mixed
oh
up.
yeah, it's
Pigeons.
yeah, Lawrence Fishburne.
There it is. Yeah, I always get those two dudes confused. I have no idea why. They look nothing alike, but their names always confused one for the other.
I thought that, yeah, like you said, there's some parts of the film is not like it kind of it's like it does really well, and then certain things like yank it back, and you're like, why did that have to happen? But it's definitely not. I don't think it overpowers a film. It doesn't ruin it like all the way. I have seen the first one. I can't remember all of it, but from what I remember, I prefer this one a lot more. I think the location is a big thing for me. I've always been a fan of Italy. Just randomly, I went there on holiday as well. So I did like the fact that it was based in Rome, um, and I really like the the calculated, like, cold persona that he gives off, because he'll go to kill someone, and they might try and like beg for their life or whatever, or try and talk to him, and he's literally, you don't want to hear it. It's just a bullet in the head. And I was like, whoa, because you kind of feel like he's got a human side to him a lot of the time, but then he just pulls the trigger. So I did like
No,
that.
bro, you fucked up. You don't get that now. You don't get mercy now. You made the choice not to get mercy when you killed my fucking dog, son. Now I kill all of you. Now I'm killing all of you motherfuckers. Which, by the way, is probably the most realistic story part of this fucking film is the fact that he wipes everybody out for killing his dog, dude. I would have did the same thing. Fuck those people. And then you take my car on top of that, dude. Are you out of your fucking mind? Do you have any idea what I did last month? You really want to go fucking with me right now? I happen to be on one. Don't catch it, because it will be bad for you.
There's a bit you just reminded me at the beginning where he takes that car out of the garage, and he's fighting him, and that he whacks one of the guys with the car. There's just one of the guys out trying to stop him, and he flies against this metal like barrier, and I just thought that looks sick. Like, it looked really realistic. I think some of it, like with a car and that, I think that's not too realistic, but that specific part, he goes flying and hits this metal like grid thing, and I just thought that was very realistic and well shot for that. I thought the storyline over the whole thing was good. Not perfect, but I definitely do prefer this one to the first one, and I don't find myself saying that a lot with films, whatever the genre is. Like, it's not very often that the second or whatever film after the first film you prefer. I don't think so. I think that's good. I thought the casting as well was very good.
I was just gonna bring that up, but I'm dying over here. What's his name? I don't even know. I don't even know what his name is. The Russian guy. The
Are you on
Russian
about the
boss.
boss, or the one that he's got, the brother?
I think it's the boss, because he's the one that was in Prison Break. I recognize him. I've seen him in a bunch of other shit. I like him. He's good. He always plays the same guy, though.
Yeah.
He's always the same type of character. I don't know what's up with that, but he's good. He's good. Keanu Reeves obviously is good. The dude from fucking Fringe is the shit. Even though he only has a couple of lines. The guy in the hotel lobby.
Is it what, the black guy?
Yeah, that's my man, dude. He was in The
He,
Wire, and he was in Fringe. He's really good. You should check his shit.
I've not
That guy
seen
doesn't fuck
Fringe.
around.
But I did watch, I think, a couple seasons of The Wire. I didn't ever finish it though. And I've never.
It's a hard one. The
think I watched
Wire
the
is difficult.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of seasons as well, isn't there?
Ugh, I mean, dude, I love all those people, but that show fucking drags like a body, dude. It carries on forever. Like, bro, you're selling crack, done. We get it. We get it. You sell crack, you arrest people. How much more to the story is there? I like that show. I really do. But there is a lot of unnecessary footage. It's not really, though, because it gave all those actors the opportunity to show up what they could do, so they could never be hired in anything else again, because that's how Hollywood fucking works. It's ridiculous, dude. That show is all right though. You know, he was in that. He was good in that. And Fringe, if you like sci-fi.
I'm not massive on it, but I've been I need to finish it, but I've watched most of Stranger Things, which is not my sort of thing usually, but I've quite enjoyed that.
It's like this show is kind of like, it's like science fiction Doctor Who a little bit, because and then it's detective shit. So it's
Yeah.
like X-Files and Doctor Who are like one show, if that makes sense. I know it probably doesn't. People are like, bro, the show is nothing like that at all. What are you talking about? I mean, it kind of is if you think about it, in the sense that, like, all right, I don't know much about Doctor Who. I've only seen things that, I've seen over Jen's shoulder. But I'm saying, dude, the mystery, you don't really know what's going on. It's weird. I'm not into that sci-fi shit either, though. So I tapped. I can't handle all that. The thing that you just mentioned, what was it again? I forgot already. Fuck.
I don't know
What did you say? What did you say that you didn't see, that you want, that you not? Was it The Wire, or did you mention
No,
something else?
I haven't watched Fringe. I hadn't even heard of that, and I watched I started watching the first episode of Prison Break, and I just stopped. So,
Dude, that is the if look. If you watch that show knowing that what you're gonna watch is terrible, it's the best show there is, dude. I
what Prison?
watched. Yeah, 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 yeah. I watched the entire thing under protest, but I did it. Like, the whole time I watched it because it was so bad. I was like, dude, this is worse than Dexter. Like, these motherfuckers have had 50 ways they could have ended this show. And every time they get a good way that they could actually end the show in a unique way, not in the sense that it's never been done before, but in the sense that they would actually have the balls to do it. And every single time they have an out, they don't take it and they continue the show. And it's almost like you could feel the show going, oh, I'm sorry, the network is making us do this. And then they continue on because they do some shit that is so fucking corny that you're like, dude, there's, all right, stop it. It takes 20 years for the guards to get to the. Are you joking? Like, there's no way there would be. The time slows down a disgusting amount for that show, but there are aspects of it that are really good. There's a dude that plays a pedophile in it who is fucking awesome. That dude is great because he's creepy and it makes you want to punch him in the mouth, which is the character he's playing. So that's good. But yeah, I don't know. I'm done now. We can get back to the movie.
Is a lot of that prison one? Is it based in prison, or is it like sort of cuts out and goes back to like flashbacks a lot? And
No, it's based in prison. It's based in prison in the sense that, like, now I don't remember. I don't remember how the guy ended up in. There is some ridiculous reason why this dude winds up in prison, like, on purpose. It's nobody would do this ever, bro. Nobody. And he ends up in, like, the most difficult prison, whatever it is, and his objective is to break out of it. Why would you fucking wait? No, I remember now. His brother gets wrapped up in some shit that winds up landing him in prison on death row. Right now, this dude decides that he's going to hold up a bank. He's going to hold up a bank and get caught on purpose, and he's going to break his brother out of prison, and that's the show. So a lot of it does take place in the prison. I mean, they have terrible love interest, dude. I mean, the whole thing is just, listen, here's what happened. The Sopranos were a big deal for a lot of people. I know some of you look at that and you're probably laughing like, "Oh, you fucking idiots! That show is terrible." But I think what you want, Seinfeld, watch it, motherfuckers. I don't care. I don't care. People were desperate to replace The Sopranos for some other shit, and Game of Thrones wasn't invented yet for television. So Prison Break was the next big thing, and people held on to it for like 3 seasons before it drowned a slow and ugly fucking public death at the square, dude. I watched the entire fucking 5 seasons, and just when you think it doesn't get any fucking worse, bro, they end it and come back worse. Honestly, I think it would be. Oh, forget it. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. If we did a fucking whatever it's called, where we put we gotta figure this out, bro. We could watch this show, dude. I would
Well, you're not exactly selling
watch
it to me.
it just to watch you, just to watch what you say to what they do. I would watch the show, the whole thing over again, just to watch your face when they do certain things, for you to go like, what the fuck? You guys can't be serious. You can't be serious.
I've not even seen it, and the trouble is, like,
Oh my god.
admit it. What's the matter? I mean, the trouble with that, like the whole stuff with the HBO series and all them sort of things, like the media and the people that make it, they're under pressure. They got to keep making episodes and whatever. But then when it gets whack and it's boring, and there's like you're on the 5th season already, and the storyline's nowhere near like the season 1 of it, the people that tune in for that, you're encouraging the mediocrity, and that's a problem.
Bro, I just remembered another show, and I can't think of the name of it. I think it might be The Night Of. I think that might be what it's called. This show, speaking of HBO, dude, this is a show that you have to watch.
But I think a lot of the people that watch these sort of things have themselves to blame, because obviously the people that make it have got to try and get ratings, so they're going to continue to release it. But it's because there's so much demand for it, even when it's not nowhere near when it first started out, like how the ratings and whatnot. But because so many people tune in still, that's the problem, because they're just encouraging and accepting the mediocrity, and they're just like, yeah, we'll just keep making stuff for you because you're just going to consume it.
Now, I know we're not supposed to play clips of shit, dude, but since we're talking about bad shows and we're talking about a good movie, I want to see where you land on this, bro, because this is serious business right here. But I'll play it. You can hear this?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
What am I not seeing? Explain to me what I'm not understanding.
It looks like I killed her, I know that.
Bro, you have no idea.
That's how it looks. But it's not that simple, is it?
I want to tell you something, and it's the most important thing you'll ever hear in your entire life. Don't talk to anybody anymore. Shut it.
Turn to your left. Arms up.
You don't have to talk to me. Unless you want to.
You need to understand what happened here.
Things just got out of hand. If I'm off, tell me how I'm off. We'll never get another chance.
I told you not to talk to anybody.
That looks all right.
Bro, that makes it look like shit, bro. Don't look at that. These fucking people don't know how to hype up nothing, dude. Let me explain to you what happens here. This is like, I don't know what I can say without giving up the fucking show, so let me look at what these people wrote.
That main guy in that, the main character, he's from the UK. I recognise him.
Is he?
Yeah,
This is the only thing I've seen him, and he's really good though, dude. I like this kid. Like he sells it for real.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't
it's
remember his
based.
name, but
It's based on a BBC series, Criminal Justice. So you probably have seen it already.
I've heard of that Criminal Justice. I don't watch a lot of that, but my mum watches a ton of that stuff, so she's probably seen that. But I
It's a
recognise him from like a film that he done over here. Like, just I can't remember what it was called, but
bro. This shit is gross. I can't watch things like this, dude, because I've had this. I've had like. I'm not killed. All right, look. Here's what happened, dude. I'm gonna give you the rundown of the show, basically, and if I fuck it up, I fuck it up. But this girl gets killed, right? And this dude is hanging with her. He goes to this chick's house. They wind up hooking up. They're doing drugs together. He passes out, bro. And when he wakes up, she's been murdered. Somebody kills her. And now he's in the apartment with her fucking body. And the cops come and they arrest him. And that's what this whole show is they're going through the trial, him going to prison, what he sees, what it looks like, all that shit. And then what happens to him throughout the case, and obviously the results of the case. But
is it one season or?
yeah, it's 8 episodes. It's an 8 episodes show. But I mean, dude, I can't watch shit like this because I almost did 7 years. I was telling you last week for a made up story. I know things like this happen all the time. So, I understand people are fascinated by it, and the way the show was put together was extremely well done. But I can't watch shit like this, dude. It kills me. I'd rather, let's watch John Wick kill a bunch of motherfuckers because that's easier for me to rationalize instead.
Well, I've only got one more thing, like note that I've done, believe it or not, and that's me done with my notes. Like I literally had
shit.
1 page for the film. I think it's the least amount of notes I've had. But I think that comes down to action films, isn't it? Like sometimes you're just overwhelmed with the action. Like the clue is in the title. So that sometimes the storyline in that is not, there's not too much to dig into. I mean, there is a storyline in this, and I do prefer it to the first film, but again, there's a lot of action in it, so that kind of takes over as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what this is. They just give you a little bit of a story to get you to buy in to who the guy is, because he already broke the guns out of the basement, right? That was in the first one.
Yeah.
So, we already know who he is and what he's capable of. This is them just coming back and being like, dude, you can do the same movie over again and people will fucking love it. Although one thing I will say is the action, as action packed as it is, and people complain, which I don't understand. They complain that there's action and not enough dialogue, but any dialogue they would have put into this movie would have made it bad. You know what I mean? So the fuck. I was gonna say that the fight scenes don't seem repetitive.
No.
Like they're not doing the same shit in every fucking. You know what I mean? Like some movies seem like they do, like it's the same fight over and over again between 20 dudes. Like again, you know what, dude? Next movie we have to do is fucking Kill Bill, bro. Because every time we do a goddamn movie, I bring it up. And again, with the Crazy 88, I think in Kill Bill 2, when what's her goddamn name? Uma Thurman is fighting the Crazy 88, bro. It's the same shit. It's not like the same thing,
I can't remember what scene it was from now, but I think it's near the end. Keanu Reeves says, tell them whoever it is, I'll kill them all. And I was just like, it's just simple lines like that sometimes.
Bro, I can't wait. I can't wait to go back and get clips of this film and try to make a fucking thing out of it. I didn't have time to do it this week with everything going on with my doctors and all that shit. But I'm gonna go back and grab some clips. I'm excited, dude. It's gonna be fucking good. Because he does drop one-liners in here, and that's all he really needs to do. And also, I like the fact that another thing, people pointed this out with The Irishman, which I don't remember if you've seen or not.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
But that would also be a good one to really get into, dude.
I mean,
Like,
the notes on that would probably be that'd probably be the most notes I've had because like it's about 3 hours long as well, isn't it? So I'd just be like every like 2 or 3 minutes. Oh, I better write that down.
oh yeah, dude, that movie's so goddamn good though. I don't care. It was worth it. I'll take a fucking 8-hour Scorsese movie. That guy knows what he's doing, man.
I
That's
agree,
my
I agree with you. I love that. I love even like the Godfather films and that. They're slow, but they get away with it because it's just fucking fascinating in how they shoot it. And
Yeah, but it tells you it's gonna be slow though. It doesn't trick you into giving you half a fast movie, slow it down to reveal the plot line, and then speed it back up at the end. I fucking hate that. Pick a speed. If we're gonna be slow, dude, then let's just slow burn through the whole thing and build up, and we'll move when we need to move.
and in things like that as well, you get like people like Pacino, and even when there's like slower bits in the film, he'll just give like a look to someone or a certain tone of voice, and that'll carry 5 or 10 minutes through that quiet bit of the film because you're thinking like that was fucking sick how he just did that. Like, so that kind of I think that plays into it as well. Like the casting, especially for longer films, you've got to get it right. Otherwise, it's just you're gonna have them moments where it's just like this didn't need to be in the film. That's me on my notes. I'm done. John Wick 2, 2017. I do prefer it to the first one. I can't wait to watch the rest of them, to be honest. I know they're not fucking Godfather or The Irishman level, but I had John Wick 2 on my laptop for ages, and my mate sent it to me, and I've been meaning to watch it for ages, and I randomly, since my laptop messed up and that, I randomly saw it on TV the other night, so I thought I'd record this and we'll do one of the shows about it, and I'm glad I did, because I weren't going into it expecting it to be better than the first one, and I wasn't blown away by the first one, but it wasn't rubbish, so I'm glad that a number 2 of something was actually better than the first one.
I bring that up all the time. Where even the third one, I think, is as good as the other two. I mean, you're always going to take a hit. It doesn't matter what the movie is. Anytime you go back into the well, it's never going to be as good as the first time you do it. That's just a fact of life with everything, dude. Very rare. Like, all right, The Godfather is another one of those movies where 1 and 2 are perfect. Should have been left alone at that. The abomination that is 3, stop. You had it at 2, you got greedy. You shouldn't have did that. This one, John Wick, though, dude, I think they're gonna do that with number 4. The way they ended 3 shouldn't have happened. I know I can't talk about it because we're not talking about that, but I'm curious to see how they're gonna continue this. I think this is where they're gonna fuck up the series by adding another one, and then they're doing a fucking television show on top of it. I've heard that as well. But the one thing I do want to say is people brought this up about The Irishman. I like the fact that Keanu, whatever his name is, moves slower in this movie because he's older and he doesn't move around CGI'd up like a 20-year-old fucking superhero.
Do you know what? I feel like this is what the Hitman could have been.
Yeah. Well, you know what, dude? That's a good, you bring up a good thing, because Hitman is basically what you get when you take a John Wick character and you comic book him up.
Yeah.
And you make it like he's a perfect fucking super soldier, which is not. John Wick is human. As Halloween-y as some of his shit might be sometimes, where, you could fucking shoot him and stab him and he keeps walking around somehow, outside of that, at least it's more believable. I mean, I think you relate more to John Wick too, though, because he's got a personality. Hitman doesn't have a personality. He's literally a void.
I think that like you get that from the very first one as well, isn't it? Because he's looking back at his missus that he's just died, and like just at the picture frame at his house, and then his dog dies, and his house gets fucked up, and people can relate to that. Whereas with Hitman, like you
Bro,
said, not he's like a robot.
I can't. That's part of why John Wick 1, you can't touch it. I mean, the movie opens up to a dude that just lost his fucking wife, bro. And the beautiful part about it is we don't even get to meet her. How nice is that? They're not even gonna ruin it for us, dude. We don't even get to meet her. Oh, this is beautiful. It's like the mother-in-law I wish I never had, man. You know, fucking beautiful. She's already dead. We don't even get a. Did we even get a photo? I don't even think we maybe get a Walmart stock fucking picture frame photo of some lady, and he's wrecked, and you know that he's wrecked, dude. And for you to bring in this little dog. This little dog just to be like, oh, even though it's the worst thing, that's such an asshole gift to give somebody who's actually grieving, dude, is a fucking animal that to take care of. That's such a douchebag thing to do, but
Yeah, but some people treat like dogs and that like kids, in it. So I can kind of see. I know it doesn't replace that person you've lost, but I can see why they done that as well. But I get that some people would think like you just said and think, how does this live up to that person I've lost? But
yeah, it's a sweet gesture in the movie. It's a beautiful thing, and it makes sense for that. By her doing that tells you all that you need to know about the person that his wife was, which in a weird way kind of gives an extension to who he is, or at least what we give him a pass to do.
and I feel like you get the impression without knowing anything about her, she was like balanced him out in terms of took him away from that
Yeah.
that hitman like lifestyle. She calmed him down, and then she's dead, so he's just fucking lost it again.
Well, yeah, because you gave me, dude. All you had to do, you could have just robbed my house, dude. You had to kill the fucking dog, didn't you? You had to do it. But what I like about that though is one, they had the balls to actually do it. Right?
Yeah.
That's a tough moment to get through, dude. And everybody, I don't care who you are.
Oh, imagine how many people complained about that as well that are like pet lovers. Can you imagine?
Oh yeah. How dare you? It's never you're advertising cruelty and like, dude, no, we're not. Because everybody, if you're not a complete psychopath or fucking whatever, when they kill that dog, you get that feeling in your stomach that's just like, oh, dude, no, like you can't. And then immediately just turns to rage, though, because that's the only way you could give this character a pass to do the terrible things that he's going to do. It has to equal out into a horrible action, gets a just as equal and horrible reaction, dude. It's the laws of fucking science or whatever.
I was just going to say, I don't like, people might say, oh, it's encouraging it and that, but people need to be reminded that it's a film. Like, there is real animal cruelty going on in the world, not in a film. But when people are complaining about it in a film, it's like, come on.
Not to be rude, bro, but this is where some of that autism shit comes from. Like, dude, there's a difference between real life and fantasy land where that movie is. That movie is not real. That video game you're playing is not fucking real. You can't, you can rewind the movie and the puppy comes back to life. That shit doesn't happen in real time, dude. So you're gonna have to get over it. Horrible things in life happen. I can go on Facebook right now. And 100% certainty I can tell you I can probably find a 12-year-old killing fucking puppies or something disgustingly terrible like that. It happens. Get over it. Nobody likes that it happens. At least those of us that, have a fucking heart in our chest don't like it, but it does happen. And what other justification could you have given John Wick to do what he's done? The entire movie, he's killing people. What other thing could you think of
Yeah.
that would be able to supply that kind of rage, dude? Other
Yeah,
than
you
my
can't
dead
really
wife gave me
complain
a
about
puppy.
like a dog dying and then he's killing humans and people are fans of that because that's what the film's about. You can't then complain about a dog or something dying as well.
Like that's the motivation. That's the motivation, man. That's what's
And it's not like the
important.
whole film is about killing a dog. Do you know what I mean?
No,
If it was like people complaining saying you're encouraging it, well, you'd be right if the whole film was about that, but it's not.
I think people just want to be upset. And then they're mad that Keanu didn't move so fast, or De Niro looked like an 80-year-old man when he's kicking Sebastian outside of the fucking restaurant, whatever he's doing. Uh, you know, yeah, dude. People get fucking old. I know dudes that are not young men, but they will fuck you up in slow motion. That's
Well,
how
it's
it
like I've
works.
seen like old dudes like where I used to do like boxing training, and I've seen like videos in that as well. Like people that might have used to been at a professional level, or even just trained people and never had a fight, but they learn the techniques and they know how to throw a punch. So they, like you said, they might be old, but they only need to hit you once because they know how to do it correctly, and you're
Wrap
fucked.
you up. That'd be it for you.
So, do you want to get into the ratings? I know it's a bit of a quick one today, but I've got through my notes and
Yeah, we could do
um,
that.
I think the storyline was okay, not fantastic, but I think it was enough. I thought the cast was a lot better in this one than the first one. There was more characters in that, which I think helped. I really like the location. I think the location for the film was my favorite thing about it. Um, it added something different. Um, eight out of 10. I'm going with. I was going to give it 8.5, but I'm going to give it an 8. Wouldn't be mad at an 8.5 though. As I said, it's an action film, so if you've not seen it before and you're going into it with the hope the storyline's fantastic, it's not going to be fantastic. It's an action film, so just go into it knowing that, and I think you'll enjoy it a lot more. But 8 out of 10 for me, I was pleasantly surprised because I thought wouldn't. I thought going into it, it'd be the same as the first one in terms of what I'd rate it, or less, and I prefer it to the first one, so I was pleasantly surprised.
I think it depends on like you just said, what are you looking for? What are you looking for in a movie? If you're looking for a storyline movie, this one's not for you. If you like action in movies, dude, this is your movie. If you don't mind cheesy one-liners sometimes with people you're going to recognize from other things that you're going to have to suspend your belief a little bit, but if you enjoy seeing a bunch of your favorite people in one movie, right, or one series, you like action, good action that you can actually see has been planned down to the move, but it doesn't feel like it, dude. I feel like I'm traveling with this guy through the whole movie. Like I'm
And
on his shoulder.
And I think the fact that he trained for it and you can see like he knows how to do certain moves, I think that adds something to the film because people will watch that and think, oh, if I trained, I could possibly do what he's doing. Do you know what I mean? Even if it's not like, even if they never have to use it, I think that adds to the film because, like we were saying,
Bro,
there's nothing
how
over
old
the
is
top.
this guy? Isn't he like 70?
What, John Wick?
Yeah.
I don't. No, he's not that old. Why do you think he's that old?
I gotta look it up real fast,
He's
dude.
I don't know. I reckon 50s maybe.
You think so? All right, I'm looking it up right now. I didn't look. I just posted the picture. Hold on, I'm changing it.
I'll tell you what I forgot to say as well though. I really like the scene on the train where he fights
Oh yeah, you're right. 56. Why did I think he was like 70? I don't know.
the scene on the train. He fights Cassian, who is common, and he kills him on the train. But he leaves him there with a flipping like a dagger, like a knife, directly in his chest, and he's just
Oh
sat on the train as he
yeah,
walks off.
dude. Ah, I love it. I love it. I love
Because you
it.
know what makes it awesome as well? He's not like how they shoot it. He walks off and you just see the shot through the window of the train and he's looking at him, but he's not shouting or screaming. He's like, I accept that he got the better of me and I'm dying. Like, I thought that was just a brilliant scene.
Dude, because it does show, it goes back a little bit to that fucking old school warrior shit.
Yeah.
Old school warrior. It does go back to that where there's respect between the two of you, even though you can't fucking stand each other. Doesn't matter.
Because they're fighting at different parts in the film, and earlier on in the film, they get split up by the boss mate because they like break in through a window through into his mansion or something.
Yeah, and aren't they running through the catacombs and shit? Or is that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I see the problem. Another complaint that I have, if I could, is I'm having a difficult time remembering what's from what movie. It seems like all three movies connect together for me. I mean, I suppose that's what movies are supposed to do, but not so much that I can't, like, how I can tell The Godfather apart is part two, De Niro's in Italy, and part one is Brando. That's how I remember it. You know what I mean? I don't want his mother to see him like this. That's how I remember those movies. John Wick. There's the whole. I guess the way you remember these is the puppy is the first one. The hotel would be number two. If
Well,
you
for
were,
me, it's the location was a major thing.
yeah, Italy. Dude, I gotta fucking really again. I mean, I do this show terrible because everything is always going on. I don't really get to sit and sit through a whole fucking movie, no matter how much I enjoy it. But
I forgot what I was going to say. I did have something. Oh yeah, like earlier on in the film, they're fighting John Wick and that Cassian, and they run into the boss bloke basically, and he's like, you two need to chill out. So they have to like have a drink at the bar together, and they're like talking, and they're just like, I think he offers him a drink or something, and he's like, save that for basically, like, I'm not forgiving you. I think one of them tries to like end it or shake his hand or something, and then they're just like, we've got a job to do. I'm not accepting that until one of us is dead, sort of thing. I was like, this is weird. But like, it's good because it shows their dedication to like.
Oh yeah, I think I know where they're. The other thing people probably don't like is when they're in public spaces. They don't.
Yeah,
they usually don't carry on their beef. They kind of just like when those school kids walk right in between them.
Yeah.
See,
Well,
that's the comic relief. Though, go ahead.
Where that happens, that they're. I think when he goes to that concert thing and he comes across him because he don't know he's there, and they both catch each other's eye and they're looking at each other, and he's like, hey, what you working? He's like, yeah, you? And he's like, yeah, and they just stare at each other, and I thought they were going to walk on, but then they just start shooting at each other. So
I love that.
whether it's going to go whether it's going to go off or not, and then everyone's looking at them, and then they're just it's like small talk, and then all of a sudden they're fucking shooting.
Yeah, I love that shit, dude. I love that shit, dude. It's just a regular day at the fucking office, bro. You know what I mean? What's going on, man?
You working? Yeah. You? Yeah. And then I thought he's just gonna like, all right, see you later. But no, let's start shooting. Like.
I love it, dude. It's my favorite shit. Honestly, I really do like this movie, bro. I would give it a 9. I can't give it a 10 because all 4 movies aren't in, but I would like to rate this franchise as a whole. I would slap a 10 on it right now, just out of respect for the fact that Keanu Reeves does the training for what he does, dude.
Yeah.
They've gotten a bunch of actors in that are good. They're not just throwing roles out to just anybody.
I'd like to just say something. You might have seen it before because I think it's pretty well. I'd say common knowledge. I don't know if it is, but I saw a thing about Keanu Reeves a few years back where someone took a picture of him on like a subway, and this is only a few years back, and it was basically saying that like he's humble in his career. Like he's not one of these celebrities that takes a piss and takes everything for granted. And do you know what I mean? He seems very humble. and like they were just showing him like he's traveling to wherever he's going just with the public. Do you know what I mean? And he's not showing off, and you get the impression if someone asks to take a picture and out with him, he's got no problem doing it. Because
I have
I think he
never
looks at
heard.
himself like he is the same as everyone else, even though he's a celebrity.
I have never heard a bad word about that guy from anybody ever. That's how serious that guy is. Never, not one. Everybody gets shit talked about them. Not that dude. Not one. Unless he kills everybody that he's a dick to, and that's why. That's
I was
how
going
it
to say it's
happens.
probably a mixture of like he was a nice person always, but now people know that he can actually fight a bit. Like that's probably added to it as well.
I mean, the one thing is the last interaction I heard somebody had with him, he was eating someplace, dude, and people were stopping and speaking to him. That's it. And I was like, dude, that sucks that he can't even, like, he's so famous. Where the fuck does that guy can't go anywhere, right?
But
like,
you know what's awesome about it? Like he's probably got that frustration of that, but I bet he never goes off on people, and they appreciate that as well. Like some fans and that are just stupid, and they won't ever understand that. But I think a lot of them will probably be like, he doesn't have to do that right now for me, and he's not making a fuss about it, even though deep down it's probably really like frustrating him.
that would make sense why he does all those John Wick movies.
Yeah, get it out.
He's getting all his frustration out in training and all that shit, dude. That's probably how he's able to be so nice all the time, because he just goes fucking ballistic all day long. So by the time you run into him, he's already got that bad energy out of him already.
Yeah.
And he's relaxed, but don't fuck around, because he will kill you. And you know it too. You can't fuck around with Constantine, dude. Don't do it to yourself.
I get the impression that he probably goes to like some of the UFC things as well, and he's like just studying them, or even watching it online. I think he's very like precise about what he does. I don't think he'd have the career he does if he weren't like that. I think he is very much like that in like he studies things.
I think he's a private dude.
Well, Demos knows a bit more of his backstory than both of us. I was going to say I need to like watch a documentary or something on him, but
let's just say the first movie hits Keanu closer to home than you guys know. What John Wick does? Oh man, that fucking
I've heard as well
sucks.
that they're making a I think they might have already shot it and filmed it, but Bill and Ted, I think they made another one.
Yeah, I heard that.
See that just shows though, isn't it? Like he can go back to that goofy role, but then he can still do roles like this, and people still won't fuck with him in terms of like messing about and trying to get the better of him because they know like you can't. That's mad. I'm gonna have to. Is there a documentary or something, Demos, that you've watched, or do you just know a lot about him? Because I'm interested.
The story is loosely based on an incident in Texas involving a former Navy SEAL who wrote Lone Survivor about his fire team's ordeal during Operation Red Wings in Afghanistan in 2005. He was given a yellow Labrador puppy who he was named Daisy after the members of his fire team. No fucking way! Oh, dude, I hope he killed all of those motherfuckers, bro. I know that makes me a terrible person. I don't care. I hope he got every one of those motherfuckers, dude. I really do. Fucking scumbags. That's terrible. Fucking scumbags, dude. Oh, that makes me mad for real. Shit. It's a fucking amazing movie, though, dude. Not gonna lie. I loved it. I would highly recommend it if you're a fan of action. If you
I'm
if
not a
you're
massive
not,
fan of action films anyway, as I've said before, and I really enjoyed it. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm not sure because I'm not really into action that much, give it a try because I think you'll like it.
yeah, even if you're not, dude, the scenery in the movie is fucking beautifully shot.
I like a lot of it's at night time, so I think it would have been better to see some of it in the day. But like even the bits where he's walking in like the little streets and that, you can tell that it's like from like ancient times, isn't it, where they've not really reconstructed the buildings and that. And I love that sort of stuff.
And I know people gonna be mad at us for not talking about the guns
Well,
and the weapons, but I don't know anything about that shit. So
I
I'm
don't know anything about like models and that guns, but I think there's a good selection in this of like different ones that, do you know what I mean? It is good to, but do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Initially,
that's all we can say about it is there was a nice
yeah.
collection of guns and ammos and knives, but that's about it. That's all we know. We can't speak on all that. That's the reason why we're basically talking in a circle like this, dude. Let the professionals break down, barrel numbers and serials, whatever the fuck it is, dude. I'm not about all that. I don't know shit about guns, dude. I want to know more about where John Wick got his suit at. Tell you the truth, bro. That shit looks sick. Fuck off. I want his tailor. Never mind what his gun is, dude. Give me his fucking tailor for
I
real.
did like that in the film, and you just reminded me where he goes and gets his suit done. And they've got like a secret room. He just goes back there, and there's all these
Fresh.
weapons. And that reminded me very much of like James Bond. But I
Or
love that guy.
Kingsman.
Who?
The Kingsman.
I don't know who that guy is that's selling the guns in that little back room, but I thought he was awesome because he's like English as well. I just thought he was funny, but like it was just I just liked it a lot because he's going in to get a suit and then it's just this room with weapons and he's just talking to him like he's at a restaurant.
Hold on, this.
I've not seen it. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then why you're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
But I just like how he talks to him in that back room because he's literally talking to him like he's picking an ice cream or something, but he's talking to him about guns. He's like, this is a great one.
Yeah, the casual did tell you would do it though.
See, I already feel like I'd like that film just from the visuals on that, even without any sound. I couldn't hear that, but it looks like something I'd like.
Dude, it's pretty good. Again, well, you'll probably have some of the same issues. This is a little bit more
Low budget.
standard action film, like rules and regulations. I enjoyed it though. I'll play it a little bit.
Never had a job. It set you on a certain path, but you needn't stay on it.
Who are you? The man who got you released.
I've never met a tailor before, but I know you ain't one.
Come with me. What do you see? I see a young man with potential. Pull the hook on your left.
Oh, yes. Very nice. What does this do? Electrocute you?
Don't be ridiculous.
Yeah, I think I need to try and find that.
You couldn't hear it, right? Or no?
I could that time. The first time I couldn't. I could that time.
Hand grenade.
Shut up. That is sick.
We are an independent international intelligence agency operating at the highest level of discretion. The Kingsman agents are the new knights.
You are about to embark on the most dangerous job interview in the world.
Felt sorry for the boy, did you? He will find this humiliating.
He's as much Kingsman material as any of them.
We're here to enhance your skills. Test you to the limit. You need to solve problems under pressure. Like what to do when one of your group has no parachute.
Interested? Manners maketh man.
I have trouble understanding you people sometimes. You all talk so funny.
What about them? What makes them so special?
Put it back.
You know, I really like Michael Caine as well, so I definitely need to try to see that.
Is a good one, dude. I think there's 3 of those too. Those are pretty good. I like them for the most
I'm
part.
surprised I've not. I think I recall it, the name, but I don't remember seeing a trailer or anything when it got released. So
Yeah, that was a big one over here, dude. I think, or at least it was for me. I don't know what's big for everybody else because I think anytime anything gets to me, dude, by the time it gets to me, I assume everybody else thinks it's the shit already. So when I mention things and people are like, "What the fuck is that?" Like, wait, how do you not know this? And, I know
and
this?
it
I don't.
surprises me more because that's like an English film that I've not like even seen a trailer or nothing. So
Yeah.
like I can relate to like the dialogue more in that probably than you can, and you've seen it and I haven't. Like I wasn't even
Yeah, I
aware of
really,
it. So.
really enjoyed it, dude. I like the guy with the glasses. Very good. He's really
But
good too.
just off the trailer, why is Samuel L. Jackson wearing a fitted cap with a suit?
I don't know, and he talks with a bit of a lisp.
Ah,
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
like I'm not like trying to be horrible, but that like lisps frustrate me. I know people can't help it, but it's just one of them things that like irritates me.
yeah, dude. You can't. What are you gonna do? Pretend it doesn't? I get it. I get it. Everybody has a thing. I can't do the people that chew gum with their mouth open, or they.
Well, I've had it with like there was a lot of young kids like around like my area and like in terms of my sister's kids and like when they were younger and that like they don't necessarily know, but do you know what I mean? They talk with their mouths open, and you're like, oh.
Like, bro, you can't. You got to wrap that up. You can't do it. Like, I've literally, it's so bad. It's so bad, dude. But I've literally gone up to a kid and closed his mouth.
I
And
thought you
been
were
like,
going to say clotheslined him.
close. I mean,
No, I
I've
get
had
it if
them.
they're not aware or they haven't been taught that, but that's down to the parents, isn't it? Like,
Yeah,
mine
no,
haven't.
that's a real big thing. Like, as long as the motherfucker eats, I don't care. Like, you definitely should. And it annoys me that you don't care more.
Yeah.
And then that you don't have the energy to care more. How do you not? I have enough energy to care enough for both of us right now. I'll handle this.
I've done it on here a little bit before, but like in terms of eating on the show, but it frustrates. Like I'd never get near the microphone and do it. I hate it when you listen to a podcast or something. And you're chewing around the microphone.
Fuck off, bro. That I have a friend of mine. A friend of mine. I've known this fucking guy for a very long time, and I every time I'm with him, I ask him not to just be a fucking disgusting human being, but he is, dude. He can't not do it. Every time I talk to him, 5 minutes into talking to him, he's eating something, bro. And he's, you can hear him chewing. It's fucking, it's disgusting. It's fucking gross, man. The dude, I can't get away from me, bro. I can't do it. I've kicked him out of my house. I swear to God. Dude. Call me whatever you want. This kid ordered a pizza, and was by the time he hit his second slice of pizza, dude, I had my TV on 80, trying to drown out his fucking mouth. After I asked him nicely, like, bro, can you not Can you not do that? Yeah, sure, dude. Sorry.
Do you know, I think some people do it. Like I did it on here a few times just because I love food and I like doing the show. So I just combined it. And
Yeah,
like I said,
yeah.
I'm not in the microphone like chewing. But I think some people just do it out of they don't know any
They
different.
don't care.
Not been
They
taught.
don't. They're just savages. You gotta
Yeah.
understand. They're not used to being around other people. That's how you can tell. That's how you can tell who's been by themselves forever, dude. And I don't even mean. But you could have a house full of people. It doesn't mean you're not by yourself. You could just tell like there's no regard for other people, man. None at all. Like, how do you not want to keep your food in your face? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? How do you listen to that? How do you listen to that? How do you listen to that and not how do you listen to that and not go to jail? How do you listen to that and not fill the tub? That's all I'm asking you. That's all I'm asking you, dude. How do you not?
Do you know what I think them type of people are the type that will sit on the toilet and have a shit while they're eating a packet of crisps or chips, as you call them. Like where's the hygiene?
Foul. You know what? You're probably right. Oh God, terrible.
But like you said, I think some people do it because they enjoy doing it, and like I did it. Like I enjoy food, I enjoy doing the show, so I've just combined it. But there's other people like we just said that don't give a fuck.
The people that I know, they just because it doesn't affect them. This is let me give you the perfect example, dude. My friend is he's my friend, right? I love him and all that, but check this out, dude. This guy is the most easily annoyed motherfucker there's ever been. Ever. I mean, I'm saying if you're talking to him on the phone and your sink is dripping, it'll be like right away. It would drip like twice, and he'll go, "Whoa, what's that? What's that background noise? What's going on? What's going around back there? Why is it loud like that? What's going on?" Like, oh, just my sink drip. He's like, you gotta stop that, or I gotta hang the phone up right now. And yet, this is the same person though that can literally would just eat cereal in the middle of a sentence. I'm talking to you right now, just the way he's like. If I was him, he'll be talking to you, and then right in the middle of talking to you, it's just I'm shoving shit into my face, and I'm talking, and I'm acting like I'm not really doing anything. How do you? I don't get it. How does that same person?
Yeah,
I don't understand. Dude, I can't do it, man. But I'm a weirdo. Okay, I don't cry at funerals, and if you chew with your mouth open, it makes me want to assault you. But those are my things. Those are my things, dude. I can't. I'm a weird guy. I don't know what everybody wants from me. Everybody deals with their own shit in their own way, you know. Fuck, dude, I can't do it. I can't do it. And it just to have no regard for anybody else. How do you not know that you chew that loud? I can hear myself chewing when I chew. Like, are you just that oblivious? Or are you just breathing that heavily out of your mouth that you don't hear anything that goes in and out of your face? Like, dude, I know I have to go back into this podcast later, and there's like a 5-second thing that I have to cut out of when I was just trying to blow my nose before. That I muted the mic and I hit the button extra, turned it back on, and then muted it again. I have to go back in and cut that out. If you go back into the beginning of my podcast, dude, I mean, the first 20 episodes, you will hear, and I was my co-host, my future co-host. I love this guy, man. He's my friend, but he will tell you I went back through every episode like a fucking surgeon and cut out every fucking lip smacking noise, everything that's even related to that, cut it all out. I had to stop doing it because it would literally, we would record on a Monday and the podcast wouldn't be ready to go out until Thursday. But that's how serious I am with this shit, dude. I don't do it that crazy anymore because you can't. But, you know, I'll be right back. I have to take this pill.
So, I hope you enjoyed this week, guys. John Wick 2, 2017. As I said, if you're not a massive action person, give it a chance. I'm not a massive action person, and I enjoyed it a lot. And if you like scenery in films, this is a good one for it as well. Storyline is okay. So overall, it's a very good film. So give it a chance. Not sure what next week's show is going to be on yet. I don't think it'll be a movie one, but we'll have to sort that out. We're going to try and be on time next week. I don't like leaving you guys late. Do you know what I mean? To not being here on time. So we need to sort that out. And just be more consistent with this. But I'm big on punctuality, so. But I hope you enjoyed the show, guys. Hope you're having a productive week and a good time, doing whatever you're doing. And I've got to try and work on Jack and his positivity and his self-talk. He's a tough one.
Also, dude, my schedule should go back a little bit more normal when I figure out what's going on with this doctor situation. Once I get that nailed down, then I won't be up so much.
I think, I don't know your situation in it, but I think that you get your. I know, like, I'm not in going through what you're going through, but I think you let it get to you so much that it overwhelms you that you forget that. I think you have more control over it than you think you do, but you get so overwhelmed with stuff that pisses you off that you don't see it.
Maybe, like, dude, I'll give you the rundown exactly what happened because I know you were asking me, but it's too much to type. And I don't want to be sending you voice memos because I don't know if you're with your kids. So I don't want to be, you know, carrying on the way that I do and hearing one of them, you know, have one of them hear me or, you know, your parents, whatever. It's just not a good look. But anyway, so, you know, I told you I had the doctors I had to go to. You know, in order to do that, my mom has got to come here. She's already fed up with the fact that she is helping me out. She doesn't even want to be doing it, and she doesn't forget to let me know that I need a fucking car and we got to figure it out. And so you're starting there. That's our starting point. Then we go to the fucking doctor. Right now, given I know the way you feel about masks and everything, but
just the silence then was like,
I'm not even gonna screen share that, but that's off of Twitch. Because by the way, we're streaming on YouTube and on Twitch. Yeah,
cool.
So now we're in 2 spots at least. So that's good. We can bomb in 2 areas. But what was I gonna say now? God damn it! I can't.
About the doctors and the masks.
Oh yeah. I get there, dude. Now there's already 2 old ladies sitting in the waiting room. Now they're not next to each other high-fiving, but It's a very small area. There's no windows. This lady in here is behind plastic, like she's safe. And then there's a bunch of other people that are running around, right? Now, I go in here, I go to check in, and these people are sitting here waiting like nothing's going on. People coming in and out of the building. Now, they expect me to sit in here, breathe in with all these motherfuckers. Everybody's just on top of each other. What are we social distancing for? If that's what is the purpose? Why are we even doing this? We're making rules about how many people you can have in your fucking house for Thanksgiving or whatever, right? Like, what is the point if we're all just gonna come in here and fucking sit down in the same room? So you have that. So now I'm already aggravated because of that. Then I'm hitting the doctor. That's aggravated too. I don't understand. How do you not? Oh my God. Like, I'm doing something. Is that okay with you? I have to now mute my fucking microphone because you don't want to get up and move around. So now I have to put this on hold. How are you not supposed to get aggravated? Enjoy the dead fucking air. I'll be back in a second. Holy shit. Don't be aggravated, but I'm not even gonna get out of bed to get fucking pants on and walk in another goddamn room, but you're an asshole, even though you're doing a fucking live show right now. Right? But don't get aggravated though. Don't get aggravated though. This is how do you not? How do you not? It's all avoidable too, is the best part. Anyway, so there's that, right? Then, after all of this, their big fucking corona testing is they put a temperature gun to your fucking head. They put a temperature gun to your fucking head, dude. And that's it. As long as you're not running a fever, they let you in, and that's the end of the story. That's all that that's the big way that they're combating this shit. So, I'm aggravated about that. Going into the appointment, now we got the appointment itself. Doctor knows I've been on CBD for months, bro. If there's anything that drives me crazy, it's when people ask you the same shit, knowing exactly what the answer is going to be already. Here's what I mean. I've been taking this CBD for what, 6 months, maybe? I don't know. Let's just say it's been 6 months. I brought it in with me to every appointment I've been to. It's come up in my system on several drug tests as trace amounts of marijuana. The doctor is aware of this. They have taken documentation down every appointment. Here's how it works, dude. After they take my temperature, I go into the fucking office, right? And the nurse, quote unquote nurse, will sit down, and I have to give them my pills. I have to hand them my pills so that they can sit there and count them now to see how many of them that I actually have, to make sure I have the correct amount, whatever it's supposed to be. Then they write in the computer, ask me what my pain levels are and all that shit. So now I forget what the point is or why the fuck I even brought this up. I was aggravated before. Now I can't remember. Hold on. I think I was telling you what happened at the appointment, but I'm going over all the aggravating things that lead up to the appointment, dude, which is like, all right, yeah, I need to be less
Just let me tell
aggravated,
you,
but how do you not?
I know it's hard, isn't it? But I think just remember that a lot of it is out of your control. So I know people are fucking idiots, but it's not worth giving yourself a heart attack over it. I know it's hard, but you've got to remember that you'd be more pissed off if it was you that was at fault. I know you're still like, well, why are you such an idiot to these people? But you can't control what they're going to do or say.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, because, dude, I knew this was coming. If you listen to the podcast, you heard me say it. You're probably sick of hearing me say it and hearing me talk about it. People probably roll their eyes. I mean, God knows nobody wants to hear about it in my fucking life. But
you know, I said a minute ago when you went away for a minute, I was like, just saying to people, I hope you've had a good day and productive. I said I got to work on Jack with his positivity and his self-talk and that. I said, but he's a tough one.
I mean, dude, I'll get there, man. On January 1st, weed's legalized, so that's a step in the right direction. And honestly, I'm heading there before then anyway, so it doesn't matter. Which is why I'm supposed to tell you about this appointment anyway. But my point is that I have to hand my pills over to this person who then sits there and counts them like I'm a child. Like, that in and of itself is aggravating. I understand why you're doing it. Okay.
I know what you mean. They're being like condescending.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's all this is a power trip. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck how many of these things I take, dude. They don't care. They don't really give a shit about my pain. They don't. And I'll explain why they don't in a second, which is this, dude. Look, they count my pills. Okay. They hand them back to me. They literally put the number in a calculator. And then they go, how many pills have you taken today? So I'm supposed to take 4 a day. By my appointment by 10 a.m., depending on how bad it is, sometimes I'll have taken 2 by 10 a.m. I know that's a lot, but some days, dude, are fucking worse than others. What do you want me to do? This is why I'm on the goddamn things in the first place. We'll get to that. But so they will count them. They add in to make sure. So now they got to double check to make sure that the number I say, so if I say I only took 1 that day, they need to make sure the 3 pills aren't missing and then subtract that by the number they already got from counting my pills. So now they make me feel like a jerk off twice. Now the doctor comes in. She wants to go over the drug test. You know, how much THC is in this CBD that you're taking? I go, dude, look, because now I'm aggravated, bro. I've brought the CBD in every appointment. And every appointment, I get the same reaction from the doctor, which is this. Yeah, okay. Well, as long as you keep track of what you're doing, you can take whatever you want. As long as it doesn't come up in a drug test, you could do whatever you feel like. I don't care, right? So I'm bringing these things in and I'm showing her and she's acting like she's not interested, right? So once it pops, though, for THC, now all of a sudden she has an interest in what I'm taking. And I want you to keep in mind, also I was on the somas too, the muscle relaxers. I took myself off of those. I just decided to because it was time to do it, dude. You know, on them for too long, it started to make me sick. It's time to get off of the fucking things. You know, it was years anyway. She seemed aggravated about that. But let me get to the point because I know I'm dragging ass here and we were trying to wrap this up. But this is it. For 6 months, whatever it is, I brought in my CBD, dude. This is like the 4th drug test that I've taken that I've come up for trace amounts of THC. Now, all of a sudden, on this appointment, on December 6th, 2020, all of a sudden, they want to have an issue with the fact that I have trace amounts of THC in my system because marijuana is legal on January fucking 1st. Now, all of a sudden, they want to have an issue. It wasn't a problem in fucking June, July, August, September, October, November wasn't a fucking problem. Now in December, though, it's a fucking issue all of a sudden because weed is legal in January. She goes, how much THC is in this shit, bro? I'm like, dude, doesn't matter. I'm very honest, but I've never spoken to this specific doctor like that because up until now, she has not really given me a fucking reason. But I was like, does it really matter how much is in here? I've told you everything that I'm taking, and I'm taking this shit 4 different fucking ways. I would imagine there's going to be some THC in my system. So she's like, look, I think it's time you need to, consult other doctors because we're not going to treat you. You can only take the Percocet. So now let me rewind a little bit. Why am I taking this shit? They're giving it to me for my back pain, right? Because I have a herniated disc in my spine. I also have MS and cerebral palsy. The CP causes muscle spasms where my legs hurt all day, every day. I have arthritis in both of my hands. I have runner's knee in both of my kneecaps, which basically all that means is that I've worn down the cartilage from using them too much. I'm in pain, dude. The Percocet only does so much. It helps. It gets in the bones. But the Percocet doesn't help when it gets cold out, dude. And the aches start coming. Or when it rains. And the pain gets worse, dude. The CBD does. The weed fucking does, dude. So, you know what? I'm pretty sure this is my last, to basically wrap this thing up neat here. She goes, consult other doctors, right? I'm pretty sure this guy prescribes weed and they do pills because you need to do what's right for you in your life. Nobody here in this practice is mad at you. So hold on. I just want to rewind this and go back over facts real quick. Like 5 years ago, from the moment I walked into your fucking pain management office, I've been talking about using medical weed or weed for medical purposes. Since I walked in this office, I mentioned that. Now all of a sudden, they want to act like it's their idea to put me on the weed program and go, well, you can only have one or the other, and we don't want to write you the pills anymore. So now that weed is legal, and now you can have it, even though it's gonna be disgustingly expensive, dude. If I told you what I paid for this bottle of pills I have in my hand, you would fucking throw up, dude. You wouldn't be able to handle it. Versus how much it would cost for an ounce of fucking weed, but it's a whole different argument. So basically, from using CBD, some shit that is giving me my hand function back, using the tincture and the lotion. Like, look, bro, I'll show you. I'm gonna show you this shit. Look, bro. For this is what fucks me over. I got oil. Look at all this shit I'm using. This shit. Look at this bottle, bro. It says right there 6,000 milligrams. How much is this one? This one's 1,600. This is 1,200. And then plus this. So that's another 15. 15 and 15. So what the fuck are we up to, dude? But you get my point. Of course it's gonna be in my system, bro. Look at all this shit. That's 400 milligram, basically 800 of this, something like that. Rubbing this on, and this on, all in one day. Something's gonna be happening.
So, if they're not helping you, are you stressed that you're not going to find someone else? Because surely there be other doctors that will give you what you've been on.
No.
Like, I know.
Dude, I have had, for the issues that I have had the most difficult time finding doctors that are willing to prescribe medications, dude. Like, honestly, I fought for years. I spent years in and out of the emergency room, dude. Just getting treatment week by week because I couldn't find a doctor that would prescribe medicine because I have state insurance. That, and I've had doctors tell me, dude, they go, you say you have cerebral palsy, like that doesn't cause pain. So I have other patients that aren't in pain, therefore I don't think you're in pain. I think you're a junkie and you're just looking for pills. But I've had the same pain since I was a child when they stuck leg braces on me. I got no reason to make up fucking stories for medication. You know what I mean? It's just, but it's difficult to find now with everybody junkying up and selling pills and doctors are in on it. You know, it's harder than ever to find a doctor that will prescribe it, dude.
If it's getting legalized in January, could you find some of that stuff in the shops, or is it all like through like medical that you can't get in a weed shop?
Okay, so here's what it is. Here's what it means. Legalization is this, dude. They will have. There's gonna be two different types of weed. There's gonna be one strength that is let's say 11% THC, and that's recreational. Then you'll have other shit over here that is 20% and up, and that is specifically put off to the side for medical purposes. When they open up the recreational shops, that's all they're gonna have, and then medical will be able to go to, supposedly the way it is now, everybody will just be going to dispensaries because that's the only place where the weed is. But the worry then is, how are they going to keep up with the patients and serve recreational at the same time? But that's my theory, is they're just going to have more potent shit. The more potent shit goes to the medical versus the less potent is for recreational. But I don't know, dude. I mean, honestly, they're talking crazy. They haven't even finished. They haven't passed the law yet. But the last one, I can actually pull it up. I'll send it to you. I'll send these both to you. I don't know if you'd be interested in reading them because has nothing to do with where you live. But I mean, this is basically what's going on.
See, the other day when like you hadn't been online or done any videos, and I knew that you were struggling even before I messaged you, and but that sort of shit annoys. Like it gets to me because I'm like, I know that you're struggling, but you're not like coming on and doing any videos or nothing, which I get, but at the same time, I don't think that helps you, because I feel like you're just there with your own thoughts even more, and you're just getting more and more frustrated. And then I'm like, and I haven't heard from you, and other people haven't seen you, so they're kind of like, well, I can't speak for anyone else, but I'm like, what's going on with him? Where is he? Like, and I just think, I don't think it always helps you when you just sort of, I do it at times, but I feel, like you disappear, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, talk. Say something.
I'm bad with, I'm bad. I've always been bad like that, though, dude. I've always isolated myself away
I
from
think that makes it worse for you, is what I'm saying. I know it's happening.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm sure it does. But the reason why I didn't is because I had the appointment. The doctor says, take this guy's name and give them a call see if they'll work with you, right? So I take his name. I make an appointment for the following month because I'm going to have to let her know how it went, right? So, then I come back here. They tell me I can get my medication filled on the 5th, which is good because I only have until the 5th. That's when I run out of pills, on the 5th, right? So I come home, I do what I got to do. I wound up getting caught up doing shit here around the house. So I didn't get on the computer and really do anything, I don't think. The next day, I was supposed to get my medication filled. I called the pharmacy. It took me about 4 hours just to get them to confirm they had the prescription, even though the doctor sent it when I was in the office. Then they said, oh, the doctor marked it on the 6th, not the 5th. So you can't come and get it. So now I'm on my last day of pills, knowing that I'm not going to have any to fucking go up to the pharmacy with. If I don't skip one, I'm not going to have it. So it's going to be worse. So instead of doing that, I just wound up skipping, not taking a pill to leave myself something to take to walk up to the fucking pharmacy. So I was in pain all day. I don't want to, a friend of mine told me that when I'm not in a good fucking headspace, don't record anything. So
I get that, but I just think sometimes it would help. But I get sometimes you don't want to, but I think I just
it's
think,
not that I don't want to. It's that when I do, because I got it from him. I've even gotten it from you when I've done a couple of the Instagram lives where you're like, dude, you're too negative all the time. When I was going on the internet or putting up videos, whatever, and I was talking about everything that was going on, it just seemed like it was negative all the time because a lot of negative shit happens in a serendipitous kind of way in my life. It's not that I'm focusing on negativity all the time, but there's always some dumb shit going on. I don't get a break. So it's either shit like this is gonna happen and I'm gonna not do anything, not post videos, not make content, or I can make content but it's gonna be angry driven. That's the problem. It's gonna be one or the other. I can't do both though, because I was in a terrible mood when I was sitting here and I'm in pain. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I know now this doctor is not gonna continue to treat me. So, but weed's still illegal until the 1st of January. So we got
a while anyway.
23, 24 days until it's legal. So let's just say, for the sake of entertainment, let's say that I did manage to find some. I wouldn't be able to then smoke and make a video anyway, because I couldn't talk about it because it's still illegal to do it. And I wouldn't be doing myself any favors by getting on camera if I'm fucking stoned, right? So, there's also that. So I don't know. What do you think? What do you think the solution is?
I don't know, because I do think sometimes, like you said, I've said in the past, which I still stick to, because I think when you did the videos before and you was kind of ranting off and that, I think, like you said, then it just becomes easier to just every time you upload something, you're just in a pattern of doing that. So I do agree with that, but I don't know. I don't really have an answer, but I think it's the fact that, because like I hadn't heard from you and that, I was like, oh, shit, what's going on? Like, because I know that we do this show and that as well, and it was coming closer to this and that, and I was like, what's happening? And like, and as well, I messaged you earlier, and and I know that you're like you was going through shit, but you was like, what do you want me to do? But I'm not doing it to like provoke you.
This
I mean? I know.
morning had nothing to do with shit that's happened over the last few days. If you want me to be completely honest with you, I didn't message you
Like
this
what
morning
I'm saying
because
is
I
like,
was busy trying to take a shit before the dog had to go out. When I wake up, dude, listen, the second my eyeballs open, that dog is ready to go out the door. So if I have to pee or anything in the morning, I have to sneak into the bathroom and do it without waking the fucking dog up like a goddamn child. So sometimes it takes me a little bit longer to do it than other times. And then I have to bring her out on top of that. So I'm not always going to be on time 100%. But that has nothing to do with the whatever's going on in my life outside of that. Which is why I asked you if you would be able to sign in, because I'll give you the fucking password. All you have to do is go on StreamYard.com and they will email you a verification number for you to use to log in off of your iPad. You should be able to do it. So if I'm late, you could just start the show and I can catch up. I would have done it.
See with the dog thing though, could Jen not be doing this?
Well, yeah, but that's a whole separate thing. It's not worth the gold at the end of the rainbow for that. It ain't worth it. It ain't, dude, it's been long enough. If anybody knows, I know it ain't worth it.
But I just think when you don't challenge her on it, the more it encourages it. Do you know, the worse it gets.
Yeah, but then it just leads to arguments, and what good is that?
Yeah, but
So now I'm a sacrificing, now I'm spending my time arguing all day over shit that's not gonna change. So
yeah, but it won't change unless you bring it up to her.
yeah, but I have, and that's what I'm saying to you is it goes right back to arguing. Nothing
earlier,
gets resolved, nothing changes.
Earlier when she messaged you and you had to go and do something, I would have said to her like, "You do it."
I did, but that'll be an issue when I'm done with this now. That'll be an argument that'll go throughout the day. Now, because I said something. So you gotta understand, I have to literally pick and choose what the fuck do I want to go to war about. But like I told you, dude, there's a lot of shit in what goes on that, I mean, I don't think I've even ever gotten into majority of it, but I mean, it's a lot.
The one, I mean, I was gonna say funny thing. It's probably not funny, but when you tell me these things about the relationship stuff, it just reminds me of why I'm not in one anymore.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying I was perfect because I know that I had a lot to play in it as well, but it just reminds me, like, yeah.
Yeah, no.
One thing I do want to say to you is that, like, when I message you and that, I know, like, you're not in the best mood in that, but don't, like, take it to, like, I'm coming at you, like, do you know what I mean? I'm just trying to figure out, like, where you are. Like, today you was like, I felt like you was getting pissed off at me, where I was like, I'm just trying to find out what's going on. So don't.
No, it sounded.
Like,
let me. I'll read to you. Let me read to you how I read it. I'll read to you how I read it, and you can tell me that I'm a psychopath, probably. But this is how I read it. Hold on. All right. All right. We should have had a teaser for the show today. That doesn't come off to me like an idea. That's like, we really should have had this. Why don't we have it? That's what that comes off like.
I would say on that as well, like that I could have like even filmed something myself and then sent it to you if I couldn't upload it. I only thought of that today, and because we've done it in the past where you've done like, this week's show is going to be about that or whatever, and you've put a clip out but like I said, I get that I could have even filmed something myself, but at the same time, I still got to send it to you, even if I had filmed something for it to get uploaded in time. So
Right,
that's
but it's
all I was-
also it's the way that you're wording it. I haven't gotten used to the way that you speak yet. I have to figure out what your pattern is from when you're normal to when you're angry or whatever. It'll make it easier for me to understand what you mean when you're writing, because see how you just said that, I took that as in an aggravated tone of, we should have had a teaser for today's show, like, we don't have one, what the fuck. And I was like, that's on me, because it is. I know I usually make that shit, but which is why I asked you for the time codes, because I was going to try to put an intro together for this show. I just don't know.
I think definitely going forward, I think it's worth me trying to log in as well, just because, like, a lot of the time, like I've postponed it in the past where we can't start on time on my end, but most of the time I'm ready to go. So like, I think if I can access it and log in, then I think we should do that, because most of the time I'm here ready to do it. It's just like, if I can't get hold of you or you're running late, like, do you know what I mean? We can't let anyone know.
Yeah, especially because I mean, dude, she's a old ass dog, so you never know. It's day to day with her. Some days she's quick, some days she's not. But all right, so then let me continue on here. And then the other thing is, we got to start being on time. That was the second thing that I felt like was, even if you weren't aggravated when you said we should have had a teaser, now you're aggravated when you say we got to start being on time, man. And now I'm on the toilet shitting while I'm writing to you. I can't control these things. Like, I literally cannot control the fact that I have to sneak into the bathroom to avoid waking up the dog so that I could take a shit in the morning. Now, I know you could say you could have got up earlier. Absolutely, I could have. But I was running late today because of the fucking pill situation and everything else. So I gotta get adjusted again. There's
It's
a
just because
lot.
because I couldn't, like, do you know what I mean? It's coming up to the time, and like, until you send that first message, I don't know, like, if you're even awake or
What's
anything.
going on? Yeah, I get it, but that's why I said, let's see if we can get you to be able to sign in on your end, so you don't have to wait for me. I would have liked to have done this earlier. That would have been the first order of fucking business, but we're on a 6-hour time difference, dude. So oftentimes when my night is just starting, it's like 9-10 o'clock at night. That's like 2 a.m. for you.
Well, I found it as well. Like, sometimes I wait up, like, stay up late, because I'm like, I ain't uploaded today, and I know you'll be uploading. Obviously, recently you hadn't been doing it, but in the past you've done it, and then some nights I can't see you. I'll go to sleep, and I'll wake up, and you've literally gone on about half an hour after I fell asleep or whatever, and I'm like, I missed him. But that's because of, like, the time difference again. So.
Well, yeah, and I also used to do a lot of late night live streams. That's where I met a lot of the people that usually tune into my shit now. The people that still do are people that I met from, just live streaming at random hours when most people aren't on the radio or they're not on YouTube. Anybody can make videos during the day. That's the prime time slot of the internet. It's the nighttime where you really have an opportunity to shine and make a name for yourself. But hold on. So, can you do recreational while you're saving for a license? But that's what I'm doing. because actually I have to pee. So if you give me a second, I will take a piss real quick, and then I'll come back and I'll explain this part because that'll tie into the Patreon, and then we can wrap this fucking thing up. You know, and then next week, hopefully we'll be back to fucking normal again. So give me a second because his thing is muted. So, you know, I need to go to, this is another thing I'm going to have to make a go-to hold situation for a situation like this so I can get up and go when I need to go to the bathroom. Alright. I have to make some type of hold music for when I have to get up to use the bathroom or when you have to get up to do something. Because, you know, that's always going to be a big issue for me.
I got to head off in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Alright. Well, anyway, like I was saying, I don't remember now. Recreational license. That's what I need you to sign up to Patreon for. So, look, for real.
Give me your money, Demos.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Well, there's no point in plugging it. Nobody's probably really gonna. I'm gonna have to do a couple reaction videos and really start plugging this thing, and hopefully that'll make some people do. I need 250 people to sign up to my Patreon so I can go buy a medical license. That's basically what I think I need. I'm gonna find out today. I gotta call the doctor that she gave me, see how that's gonna work. I don't know what's gonna happen, dude. So this is a big part of my life. So, you know, I'm gonna be a little bit all over the place. I mean, this is a big change for me, man. I've been taking these pills for 8 fucking years. So, you know, everything else kind of is taking a back seat so I can figure out I can't live my life in I can't live my life in endless pain, dude. I can't do it. I need something to help me get through it. Whether it's the pills or if it's fucking weed medical weed, whatever it is, I have to figure out what my options are before I could be concerned about anything else. And I'm trying to do that, do this show and everything else in my life. Or, you know, my balance my personal life, have a personal life of some sort, and still put up content at the same time. You know, because when I don't, I mean, there's times where I'm in this room almost fucking all day. I come in here at 10 in the morning and I don't leave until midnight. And I only go out to use the bathroom or to eat and make food. So, you know, I'm trying to walk that balance, dude. And I know that sometimes this show seems to take a hit a lot of the time because of it. But you said yourself earlier, even my channel hasn't had any content put up. So it's not like I'm dissing this show because I'm acting like I got better things to do. I've only
Yeah, I know that. I think the big thing for me is just like we got to communicate beforehand, like just so I know if you're up to doing it or not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
I kind of got the impression you wasn't anyway because I hadn't like heard from you and you hadn't been uploading. But I'm just sort of like, well, he'll show up and let me know. But then at times I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
yeah, I know you don't want to sit around all day and wait either if I'm not going to show up. But believe me, I wouldn't just not tell you what's going on. The second, if you don't hear from me, the second that I get the opportunity to send you a message, I will let you know what's going on. I wouldn't leave you hanging like that. That's fucked up. I hate when people do that to me. And I'm not usually a late sort of person. I keep my, you know, commitments, and I'm real serious about that type of shit.
Regarding this as well, this show, like, if you can't like come on here for a bit, I don't know if I could. I don't think I can do the show on my own. Do you know what I mean? So you might have to just drop it for until you're like in a better place because it's hard enough to do it with both of us at times. So,
well, you don't think you'd be able to? You don't
it
think
depends.
you'd be
Like,
able
if we've got like, if I did like films or something, I think I could. But even then, like at times, there's just the big thing about it as well is that yeah, I could film it, but then I can't do all the editing for it.
Well, wait, what do you mean if you did? So, real quick, well, okay, we'll have to get into this at some point, but you know,
Because
we
obviously all
can.
the editing I do on my stuff is through YouTube.
Well, I know
so
you can't do any of that because you don't have a computer right now.
Yeah, I mean, I've got like YouTube Studio on the iPad, which is that's
Trash.
the only edited stuff I use. So yours is a completely different setup.
I mean, I got VSDC. I paid for the pro version, which was only $21, $22. But still, when you get a computer, I can help you with editing. Anchor, you can record. I know we talked about a podcast a million times, and you can't do video yet, but you can do audio for Anchor,
Yeah.
so you can do your motivational videos and you can edit your audio through their app.
But I've tried to use Anchor on my phone and it don't allow it because I haven't got a newer model on my phone.
Okay. Well, I'll try to think of some other things that you might be able to use. Some other
I mean,
app.
I think I could do a bit of a show on my own, but do you know what I mean? There's still going to be bits where I'm like, it's just silence. So.
Well, look. All you got to do is figure out. All you got to do is figure out where your strengths are, dude. What I mean is, like, look, perfect example. Okay, I have to run out of the room. I got to do some shit. Luckily for us, we have Demos in the room most of the time. So, you know, if you're struggling for something to grab onto, that's what the chat is for. You know, when I left the room, I know I told you this last time, but I was writing in the chat hoping you were going to read it. So that's the other thing too. We just have to get you used to. Here's the problem, dude. You're used to recording videos with nobody there. You get a response later. So you have to almost retrain yourself to expect a response live in the moment while simultaneously continuing your train of thought on whatever it is that you're talking about. Not easy to do, but it is possible. You know, but I mean, I guess we'll talk about this when we have more time. I don't know. What do you want to do next week? And
well, I said earlier when you went away briefly, I was like, doubt we'll be doing a film review just because I haven't got any like ready, or so I don't really know. It might just be a like off the cuff one again. So if you're up for that, as I said, I ain't got any films prepared unless you've got anything.
I mean,
I know you like you're not. That's not in your thoughts right now. So.
But I was gonna say that might be better anyway, just because it'll be a little bit easier for me to kind of discuss whatever is going. By next week, I should definitely know. Well, I will have to know.
Yeah.
What's the plan? Am I getting off of these pills? Am I going on the medical license? How much is it gonna cost? You know, and I mean, I would like to try to get people to sign up for the fucking Patreon, but I'm not holding my breath, and I don't even have an idea for the content yet, dude. I'm so worried about getting the money together. I'm trying to sell people something that don't even exist yet. So that shows you where my fucking mind is.
Well, I'm gonna let you go. I think you need to get off and just do whatever. I'll go and eat, get some food. Yeah, I just want to, like, I can't really do anything, but I just want to. Sometimes when I know you're going through it, I'm like, and I know you're shutting yourself off. It's frustrating because I know that you're going through it, and I'm like, ugh. Do you know what I mean? It's hard for me to like sort of get through to you.
Yeah, no, I understand. But all right, go do what you gotta do, and we'll pick this up. We'll pick this up later on, whatever. And we'll catch you guys next week, dude. UK&J Project every Tuesday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. British time. BCHQ reactions every day, right?
Pretty much every day, yeah. I do miss the odd day, but it's most days.
You know, I got a gang of videos on my channel, Lapping the Birds podcast every Saturday, 5 a.m. Eastern time. Check your local listings. I know I'm due for a couple reactions. I'm trying to put a Patreon together. Sign up, please. It's only $1. No tiers. I really could use the help, man. Now more than ever. We got merch. Hoodies are $30. Long sleeves are 20. T-shirts are 10. I'm also trying to get Jen to fucking finish mine. We'll get to that later. But for now, we'll catch you all next